Hello and welcome back once again to Wimple Squirrel's YouTube channel. Today I've got another deck profile for you, and this one is a style deck. Love them or hate them, they are a big part of the standard format right now. So I'm going to take a look at a list I've created. A fused monstrosity of the Melmetal Lucario deck. That Melmetal Lucario reducing a ton of damage, just being almost impossible to take down. And to offset his weakness to fire decks, I've got the Vileplume from Burning Shadows, the one that shuts down basic Pokemon. So that's going to help us counter these big fire decks that would just run through our Lucario Melmetals. So let's take a look at the list I've got on PTCGO. Alright, here we are with that list on PTCGO. Pretty basic as far as Pokemon goes. We've just got a 3-2 line of the Vileplume with Disgusting Pollen. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, your opponent's basic Pokemon can't attack. So this is going to counter a lot of stuff that would just kind of run through us really quickly. These big basic decks. And if you notice, the meta right now is heavily reliant on basic Pokemon. And even the decks that try and counter style decks, someone tries to whip out an Oranguru from Ultra Prism on you, they cannot attack because of this Disgusting Pollen ability, so it's very powerful in shutting down your opponent's strategies. And of course, we've got that Lucario Melmetal GX 260 HP Tag Team GX with the Full Metal Wall GX tech, which reduces damage done to all your metal Pokemon by 30 for the rest of the game, and if he has at least one extra energy attached to him, which can be fulfilled by just one DCE, discard all energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So it's like a metal frying pan for all of your metal Pokemon for the rest of the game. And Articuno's GX attack in one. So very strong attack here. Steel Fist is not bad either. 50 damage, search for a metal energy attached to this Pokemon, and then shuffle your deck. That's going to allow us to pull these 3 metal energies we have out of our deck pretty quickly, start looping them with the Mount Coronet, which allows you to pull 2 metal from your discard pile back into your hand, which is going to let us Plumeria for free. Plumeria, of course, you discard 2 cards from your hand, discard an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon. Besides that, we just got regular style Shell. Another interesting thing is we do have the Greens Exploration. Search deck for up to 2 trainer cards and then reveal them and put them into your hand. We can use this all game if we're not relying on the Vileplume in that matchup, or we can just use it to set up that Vileplume. I just realized I made an alteration to this list, but I didn't end up changing it here. So let's just do it on the fly real quick. There we go. Fix that. Changed out one of these nest balls, which we play 2 of, for a Ultra Ball. This is going to allow us to search that out with the greens, and then search out the Vileplume with that Ultra Ball. 3 rare candies also helps us get into the Vileplume. Allows us to go from basic to stage 2. Some other stall stuff we've got here. 3 counter catcher. Switch one of your opponent's active Pokemon with their benched Pokemon if you have less prizes or more prizes remaining than your opponent. Sorry. And we can attack since we do have the Steel Fist attack, which attacks for DCE, and Heavy Metal Impact. So it's going to allow us to be a lot more offensive than a lot of other style decks. We can Steel Fist and Heavy Metal Impact through a lot of our opponents. If like they've got one answer to Vileplume, we can just knock it out and then Vileplume for the rest of the game. Or just go the traditional stall route where we're not attacking, not giving them any open bench spots to work with. What else have we got here? We've got the 1 Power Plant, which turns off EX and GX abilities. These 1-of stadiums are fine since we can get them out with Gladian if they're stuck in our prize cards, and if our opponent bumps them, we can just Lucamine them back. Lucamine, the all-important card in stall decks, put 2 in any combination of supporter and stadium cards from your discard pile into your hand. This can allow us to recur all these trainers that we have to disrupt our opponent. 1 Faba allows us to discard a tool or special energy straight into the Lost Zone. 4 Steven's Resolve, another setup card. Search your deck for up to 3 cards, put them into your hand, then your turn ends. Of course, we do have actual attacks, so you gotta be careful balancing the Stevens and the attacks on Lucario Melmetal. 2 Lieutenant Surge's Strategy, which allows us to play 3 supporter cards, including this one, if we have more prize cards remaining than our opponent. That's going to allow us to loop our Lucamines, loop our other supporters that we want more quickly. Team Skillgrunt allows us to reveal our opponent's hand and then discard 2 energy cards from it. That's going to allow us to snipe the energy in our hand if our opponent's holding them. 2 Acerola is going to let us pick up our damaged Pokemon. 2 Max Potion is going to allow us to heal our damaged Pokemon without picking them up. 3 Frying Pans reduce damage down to metal Pokemon by 30 and give them no weakness, so that'll help us out a little bit against fire decks, but generally our strategy against fire decks is to get at this Vileplume and sit behind it all day. 3 Pokegears supplemental list. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose a supporting card you find there, show it to your opponent, put it to your hand. This can allow us to dig out those Steven's Resolves and Greens early in the game. So, also 2 Enhanced Hammer, discard special energy from your opponent's Pokemon. That's just going to allow us to snipe those energy off. You can grab them straight out of the deck with Greens, which is pretty nice. So, that's the list. Let's go find some games real quick. Alright, we found one versus Ninja Drake. He's got a Psychic and Lightning type deck. Don't have my finger on exactly what that is right now, but most of the lightning stuff is pretty easy for us, especially since there's no colorless. I can assume that he is not playing an Eevee line if it's a Pika Rom deck, so Vileplume will just kind of end this game. My opponent's got a basic, I do not. He sees Plumerias, and I assume he knows what this deck is. At least he has a basic idea. It's a stall deck. He knows that. He's going first. I only get a lone Oddish, so scary times for me. I don't have a greens or any way to get a Pokemon down this turn. Stevens in the opening hand is pretty good, but it is not Stevens with 2 Pokemon to back it up. So if my opponent's playing a Jirachi deck, or sorry, a Zapdos deck, we can see ourselves run off the table pretty quickly. Okay, so it's actually a Wheezing deck, which means we're not going to be leaning on Vileplume, we're going to be leaning on the Lucario Melmetal. Should be a pretty easy matchup. We might even be able to go offensive on this one and just knock our opponents all out. Wheezing deck, pretty easy to take down with the... Oh! Maybe I've spoken too soon. Those are 2 lightning energies which Wheezing does not play, as far as I'm aware. So, we're back on the lightning plane. We're back on the Vileplume plan as it is. My PTCGO client's a little weird here. It won't let me zoom in on cards, but I can look at them like this at least, so that's nice. My opponent's taking a minute off this Ultra Ball, doing his initial deck search, seeing what he prized. Pretty smart. He gets a Coco, Prism Star. Grabbing that right off the bat makes me think he's playing a Pika Rom deck. And again, Pika Rom, very aggressive, so we're worried about this lone Oddish start. But also shut down pretty easily by Vileplume. So as long as we can ride out this initial storm here with the attacks. My opponent's going to be putting on a lot of pressure early on, but if we can ride that out, we should be good to go. I don't know, my opponent's really taking a long time to make all his decisions. I don't understand what could possibly be taking so long. It's not that hard to think about that you got an electromagnetic radar. Pikarom Dedenne, I'm calling it. Maybe Pikarom Zeraora. Those are pretty much his 2 choices. But my opponent's going to take a minute to think about it. Yeah, Pikarom Zeraora, there it is. Wow. I bet that took you a long time to come up with there, guy, huh? It's just kind of frustrating when I'm trying to play a game and my opponent is trying to waste my time. Of course, he did get those 2 electric energy, lightning energy in the discard on turn 1, so he's going to get full value out of his Tapu Koko immediately and threaten to attack very quickly. He can attack on the first turn, but yeah, if we pass with just this Oddish, pretty good odds we're going down. Of course, he did discard 1 energy switch, making the turn 1 attack a little bit less likely. Lightning goes down onto the Mew, and then a Lily maybe? Dedenne, very good. 6 fresh ones for my opponent, he doesn't have to discard anything. And he just passes. Alright. Well, we're just going to have to Stevens Resolve. I assume he has the win, but I just have to make these plays. So, assuming my Oddish doesn't get knocked out, because we will lose if it does, I'm just going to go for these 3. And yeah, my opponent's probably got the win here. But If by some miracle he doesn't, then we're in a solid spot. You've got to assume he has it though. Zapdos comes down, lightning energy, and yeah, he's got it. Alright, we found a game versus Trigger X Hippie. He's got a Pikarom deck box. I'm hoping he is playing Pikarom. That's a very nice matchup for us. Vileplume just kind of ends him. Lucario Melmetal is hard for him to get through. It's overall pretty bad time for him. He's really thinking about this coin flip. There you go. I figured it out. There it is. Finally. Yeah. Don't know why it takes people so long to decide that they want to go first. Right, so I've got the Lucario Melmetal and I've got an Oddish to back it up. This hand is pretty great, to be honest. So I'm just going to start the Lucario Melmetal and I'm not going to put the Oddish down. I don't think. Yeah. Well, if he let looses me, I'm not going to put it down. It is Pikarom. So good luck getting through my Lucario Melmetals guy. And then if you get through that, good luck getting through the Vileplume. I don't think he has an answer. I didn't see normal type, so I'm not expecting a Jolteon. Yeah, we've basically just got to establish 2 Oddish in the same turn, and then we should win. Also, our GX tech is going to be very good if he like powers up one Pikarom. He got a pretty slow start. We just have the whole entire Vileplume line in our hand. I'm just going to risk putting the Oddish down. And I'm going to grab 2 Nest Balls and a Stevens Resolve. Off my Stevens. We do have the Vileplume Rare Candy in hand already, so hopefully my opponent wasn't just sitting on a Let Loose. He attaches a Lightning to the Pikarom. And let's see what his play is here. Hopefully it's not Guzma Thunder Mountain or Tapu Koko Thunder Mountain, that sort of thing. If he doesn't get an attack off here, we're pretty much set. Or if he attacks into the Lucario Melmetal, that's also very good for us. Yep. 1, 2 Electro Powers. Okay, he's going to go for the GX move. Very cool. I assume that's what he's going for at least. Since he can KO us with double Electro Power, Tag Bolt. And the game is now over. Assuming he doesn't have a way to hit through this Vileplume. So I'm just going to grab back another Oddish onto the bench so we don't get benched out. We can throw another one down, it's okay. Thin out the deck a little bit and grab a Vileplume. And I'll go Stevens to grab me another one. Just to back up in case he has some answer that I'm not thinking of. So we're just going to go Vileplume, Rare Candy, Vileplume, or Stevens, sorry. And yeah. What does my opponent do now? Good question. Don't think he has an answer. Very aggressive start, but thankfully we did get a very lucky first hand with just a whole Vileplume line in it. Nest Ball for my opponent. Does he have the answer? He's got a Zapdos, but that's also basic Pokemon. You could hunt down an Oddish, of course. We'll just evolve the other one. That's why we got 3. Nest Ball. Onto Major Jirachi. Yep. He may play a Hood. The Secret Hood, Stealthy Hood. I forgot what it's actually ended up being called here in English. But yeah. we can go ahead and find our Fava to remove that, if he does play one of those. And I assume there's no way he plays more than one, so we should be just good to end this game. Kuzma, yeah, grabs one of our Oddishes. And he takes it out, down to 2 prizes. Shouldn't matter. Rare Candy, our other one. And I'm just going to make sure we're good to go. Grab the... Oh, right, Fava is prized. Good, should have checked that. Well, Gladian, Surge, Lucamine should do it then. Yeah, and opponent hasn't showed me he has any answer. He could be hiding it in the back. I can't think of any good lightning type that he's playing if he's not playing Jolteon, since we didn't see the normal type. Of course, that is a bit of an unfair advantage that we get on PTCGO when we can see his types. Don't understand why that system is still implemented, but yeah, we get the victory since he has no answer. Alright, we found one. This guy says, so take that. Alright, guy, alright, calm down. You don't need to be so aggressive, my man. I'd like to go first, though, if that's an option. Let's see, I start with no basics. I do show my opponent everything that I have in my entire deck, though, which is pretty cool. I guess he doesn't see any pieces of the Vileplume line except for the rare candy, so maybe he doesn't know. Got a pretty sweet Lucario coin. Maybe I should be using that one for my deck, since I do have a Lucario and a Melmetal and a Oof. Alright, we're starting with Lone Oddish. We do have a Nest Ball and a Green Search, so it's not completely dead, but here we are. See what you got, fella. A Jirachi, huh? Alright, Nest Ball. Found one of these thick boys, and a Steven's Resolve. So I'm not sure what he's playing, but I do think the Oddish is going to be good. So I'm going to grab a backup one, and we already have the greens, so we can get a Vileplume up next turn if that's necessary. And assuming our Oddish doesn't get KO'd, so I'm just going to grab another Stevens. I think I saw Lightning type and a bunch of other types, and Lightning and a bunch of other types to me means Zapdos, but this is not Zapdos, this is Weezing. Yep, so Vileplume will not be important at all in this matchup. We're just looking to set up one big Lucario Melmetal and run through all his goons. It's going to reduce the damage by so much he can't really do anything to us. It will do 0 damage, and then we'll just kind of punch through all his boys. This Lone Oddish out here is actually pretty good. It's going to trigger all our counter cards. Counter Catcher, Surge, all that stuff. That'll allow us to really set up pretty well. Of course, these decks do play Marshadow pretty often, so we've got to keep our eyes peeled for that. Spell Tag is potentially an issue, but of course we can follow those away if we're really worried about it. I'm just going to greens for a Mount Coronet and a Lucamine. And pass. Make him take the initiative here. Third Coughing comes down. And a Cynthia from my opponent. I've seen Mr. Mime in these decks, but we do have an offensive presence, so we can get through that guy if we need to. More spell tags. And the Nest Ball comes down. It'll get my opponent a card. Let's see what he wants. A fourth Coughing. Kind of locking his match up against a solid deck, but alright. Now he can only either Marshadow or Mr. Mime, assuming we don't take knockouts, which again, maybe a way to win this game. Just because it's so fast, we could just kind of load up this big fella. Heavy impact, heavy impact, heavy impact, and there's not too much our opponent can do about it. And he's just going right for the wheezing. Makes sense to me. He's got the triple colorless energy, so there's nothing for us to even knock off here. Oh, the timing on this is a little weird. Let's see. I think I'm just going to Stevens, since I'm going to end up passing here anyways. So, let's see, E-Hammer, in case he gets a energy that doesn't discard itself. A second Lucamine to lock up that. And a... what else is good? Probably a Max Potion, just to have it. Don't think we'll need it. Ace Roll also would have been good, but that's fine. Yeah, my opponent just scoops. He's over. Yeah. Alright, we found one. Versus Scans. You pronounce it. I don't know what that is. He's choosing who goes first. Pretty difficult decision, as you can see by how long it's taking him. He's really got to think about this. Do I want to go first? Or do I want to let my opponent not go first? Important questions you must ask yourself. We both mulligan, which is pretty cool. We're buddies in that way. He's playing a lightning deck. Looks like a... I'd say Pika Rom. Another Pika Rom. Another day, another Pika Rom. Another day, another Vileplume. And I get a mulligan, advancing him towards the turn 1 full blitz. Let's show him all the goods. Yep. Mulligans doing what they do best. Right, so I start off with the Solgaleo, which is fine. He's a pretty big boy. So, not too scared of Jirachi, or Zapdos shenanigans. Knocking me out turn 1. Of course, they turn 2 full blitz with the 1 E-Power can get there. He starts off with the Zapdos. And yeah, Pikarom comes down. Very cool. Nice Pikarom, bro. Let loose. Oh, good. Although it's a little bit painful, our odds of drawing out of it are probably better now than they ever are. So, don't really understand why he would do that, but okay. Feels like, unless that was his only out to drawing cards, feels pretty weird. Yeah, he gets nothing. Meanwhile, we get lots of sauce. So, I'm gonna grab a Nest Ball and a Stevens. Well, we could also get a Koreans, which will get us a Vileplume during our next turn, but I think it's okay. I'm just going to establish Oddish number 2 and pass around it. Now, we do have enough prizes on the board that he could theoretically go around it, right? 3, 4, 5. Oh, never mind. Yeah. As long as we get 1 Vileplume up, we should be good. And hopefully my opponent's not one-shotting our Lucario Melmetal. That's ideal if he doesn't one-shot it. That's the whole goal, that's the whole thing. This boy's so big. How's he going to deal with it? He didn't play a draw supporter last turn, so we're hoping this Marshadow has stuck him pretty good. He gets a second energy on his Pikarom. Ultra Ball. Second Let Loose. Let Loose number 2. Let Loose 2. Jirachi. Fair enough. And switch, yep. So he's digging off the Stellar Wish. Miss it. Please miss it. Just need this Stevens resolve to stick, and he just gets an escape board, so we've got one turn at least. Hopefully he doesn't Marshadow us again next turn. Yep. So yeah, we're just gonna go for the Stevens right off the bat. Vileplume, Rare Candy, Stevens resolve. Tails on the sleep flip, doesn't matter. See what he top decked, what he gets off his Stellar Wish, that's what really matters here. Hopefully no outs to a Let Loose. Alright, yep, he has nothing. So we're just gonna Rare Candy one of these Vileplumes. And Stevens resolve. I'm gonna get me a DCE, a Frying Pan, and a Lucamine. So if he thinks we're not going aggressive, let's prove him wrong. He thinks he can just sit behind this Jirachi, yeah, we'll start to punch him in the face. Oh, there's something scary. If our Vileplume is on the bench, it can be targeted by Tag Bolt here. So yeah, we gotta watch out for that one. But my hope and dream here is he Electro Powers, knocks out this fella. I come in with the full metal wall, strip all of his energy off of him. He commits the escape board before seeing what he gets off Stellar Wish, which feels wrong to me, but that's okay. E-Power, yep. Do it. He also got a weakness policy on his Marshadow. Look at this man. Look into his eyes. There's no weakness here, fella. And a Tapu Koko. Prism Star also comes down. Yep. He played the energy. No, he hasn't played the E-Power yet. There it is. And Maximum Blitz comes down. So I'm going to strip all those energies off of him with the full metal wall attack. We've also got a Surge off the top, which is pretty nice. So I can go Lucamine for greens and the Surge. Right. That feels silly now. I forgot we can't play the greens if we have abilities in play. All 6 energy right off that Pika Rom. Oh, that should have been a Stevens instead of the green. That's so silly. E-switch and the Coco get popped. My opponent's powering up for a second full blitz. Let's see if it's in reach for him. Nope, just a hit with the Zapdos. Of course, we're resisting by 60, so he's only going to do 80 even with the Choice Band and E-Power. Acerola is very nice. And yeah, kind of exactly what we're looking for here. Of course, if he is wise, there is still the Guzma the Oddish. Well, you can't full blitz without knocking me out. I don't know if there is a play for him here. I was going to say Guzma into Oddish, full blitz, prepare for the tag bolt, but if I don't put anything down, you can't tag bolt while Vileplume's in the active. So, my opponent's maybe a little stuck here. He grabs a E-Power. Real E-Powers out here. Zugma gets him the Oddish. And Thunder's Assault finishes it off. But he has locked up his bench with only basic Pokemon. So we're good to go. Let's see. I don't really need to play any of these, but I'm just going to go Surge. Or sorry, Fava. Remove the escape board, I guess. Your turn. I shouldn't have an out for this. Unless he has like Rainbow Energy, Acerola, and a Sneaky. Yeah. Sneaky Jolty online. Didn't see it happening. Didn't happen for my opponent. And I guess that's how you beat Pikarom. I'd really love to see a fire deck, but here we are. Alright, we got some pretty fun games in with the Lucario Vileplume deck, but let's crack some packs to end the video. Open up a couple of these Unbroken Bonds packs. Close it out. We got an Oddish. Pretty fitting. Let's see what else. Mischievous and the Marshadow Resetting Hole. Pretty cool. And another one. Let's see what we got. The Seal. And our rare is a Genesect. Got way too many of these Genesects, man. Do not care for them. How many more? Let's do 2 more. Finish up all the locked ones. This Ghastly's got an ability. If he's knocked out, search for up to 200, put him onto your bench. That's pretty neat. Reverse Welder is also pretty neat. The Raichu that never gives up. Yeah, maybe he should though. It's not very good. Right, we've got one more. Let's see. Anything? Duskstone, De-Evolution Spray, and a Spiritomb. I already got my 4, but he's very good. Like him in Zapbeasts, even by himself or in the Umbreon Hoopa deck. This man's pretty versatile. Anguish Cry can do a significant amount of damage. Alright, so that's about it for me, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.